my name is Rebecca Powers with SLCT, and here's what's happening in Sterling and Lancaster. There will be a special Lancaster Town Meeting on November 6th at the Mary Rowlandson Elementary School Auditorium at 7 p.m. There will also be a special Sterling Annual Town Meeting on November 14th at the Choxett Middle School Gymnasium at 7 p.m. The 10th Annual Wachusett Regional High School Craft and Artisan Fair will be held on November 4th from 9 to 3 p.m. at the high school. Over 100 crafters are expected this year with a wide variety of handcrafted gifts, apparel, jewelry, pottery, and much more. The Sterling Senior Center will hold a Halloween luncheon on October 31st at 11:30 a.m. Pizza and spooky desserts will be served. Halloween-themed games will be played. For more information, call 978-422-3032. The Assabet Valley Master Singers and Orchestra will have a concert on November 11th at 8 p.m. at 117 East Main Street in Westboro. This concert is free to veterans and active military. For more information, visit www.avmsingers.org.
I'm Lex Thomas, editor of Sterling Meeting House News. October is Accessibility Awareness Month in Lancaster. This is the first community in Massachusetts and one of the first in the country to have an Accessibility Awareness Month. And that is so largely due to the work of my guest today. This is Rose Bissonnette. Welcome, Rose.
Thank you.
Rose, you founded the New England Amputee Association in 2004, and you are the vice chair of the Lancaster Commission on Disabilities as
Yes,
well.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about Accessibility Awareness Month and about the work that you and the Commission and your organization do.
The work we do, as far as the commission is concerned, is really relevant to the town of Lancaster. What we're trying to do is let people know how important it is for the accessibility of people that have mobility issues. And that's our main goal. And we thought it'd be a great idea for educating the population. So that's why we decided to ask the selectmen a few years back to proclaim October as Accessibility Awareness Month. And by doing that, we have been very fortunate through the years to get a lot of different parts of our community involved. Basically, the library is really a big supporter of ours. Also, we're now getting the schools involved. We have special events happening at different churches in town. Different things that people can get to better understand what a person with a mobility issue has just trying to get through a day-to-day life.
Now, have you found that this has actually resulted in there being more done for people in the community who have accessibility issues?
There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. And a key element of that is naturally finances.
Of course.
Things, sidewalks, different things need to be changed so that somebody in a wheelchair can get to a sidewalk.
Sure.
And either get on it or whatever and have crosscuts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things need to be changed, but we're not the only community. There are many communities in this state and across the country that have similar issues, and a lot of it is financial, sadly to say.
Now, tell me about the New England Amputee Association. You founded this in 2004.
Yes.
What was your thinking behind that, and what is your mission there and your goal?
In 2004, actually a little bit before that I was thinking about it, I became what is known as a certified peer visitor for the Amputee Coalition of America. They're a national organization. And basically my thought was, seeing I'm an amputee myself, due to an auto accident, that maybe I could help others go through and readjust. And in so doing, I realized that there were no networking groups for amputees in the state of Massachusetts except around the Boston belt, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So that's when I established a group at Clinton Hospital. They graciously allow us to use their conference room.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do, our main objective in the group meetings is to bring people together to share information. And we bring in tons of guest speakers. I've had research people from Harvard University come in and talk to us about ways that they're working on now to prevent phantom pain, which is the amputee's nemesis, literally. Also in our peer visitor program, which is basically a major thing, every one of our peer visitors are volunteers. Mm-hmm. And as volunteers, we can't go out and talk to a person right away in a hospital because of all the laws.
Sure.
So we have to wait until a family member calls us or a healthcare professional calls us and says, I have someone that would be interested in a peer visit. And in so doing, I send people in that are fully trained, and including myself, I'll go in. See, the beauty of a peer visit is I can go in and look at another woman, and she can turn around and say to me, ask me a question, and I can turn around and say, I know, I understand.
Right.
I've been there. I live it.
Yeah. It's that first-hand experience.
That first-hand experience.
Now, you also give out materials when you're on peer visits?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Because it's very important. I know we have the internet, and I know we have a lot of communications, which is wonderful, but there's still a lot of information missing.
Sure.
And especially the one-on-one. And for instance, we have, and I get this material through the Amputee Coalition, mm-hmm. and this is an insurance. Insurance is wonderful if you have it, mm-hmm. good insurance, so that you can have a prosthetic. Because an average prosthetic, like the one that I'm wearing currently, costs about $13,000. Oh, mm-hmm. And going up, it's $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
Right.
Then we have another thing for caregivers, a little booklet mm-hmm. for caregivers. Because after all, they're impacted. The whole family's impacted. Mm-hmm. And we have just an annual, monthly, I should say, that comes out by the coalition. So that gives you a pretty good idea. And on top of that, very critical for them, which is called First Step. Mm-hmm. So that they know how to take care of their limb. Mm-hmm. Granted, we know that we have medical people that will give them certain information.
Sure.
But the major thing that's lacking, let me really explain this. I have many calls from people, they're facing a possibility of an amputation, or more, probably the 15th time they're going to have reconstructive surgery. They're not sure what their life's going to be like.
Of course.
So they want to be able to talk to other people. And that's a key element. And that's when I try to get them into our group meetings.
And to be able to talk to somebody else who has been through that. I think that's Absolutely. The real key here. Whereas, of course, the medical people, they come at it with all of their expertise and whatnot, but it's that first-hand experience.
What happens, and it's been statistically proven, if they can provide a peer visitor and the support mechanism after they go home, like these groups, okay, there's less chance of depression, because believe me, depression does set in with a lot of people. Because sure. I might get a family member call me 6 months after their loved one has come home and they've seen a change in them emotionally.
Of course.
And that's where, if we can get people to open up, get people to come to us, get people to talk with us, mm-hmm. Get involved. The other thing is, there's people out there that have been amputees for, like myself, I'm 20 years, right. Some longer than that. Mm-hmm. The experience they have that they could share with a new amputee sure. is so important. And they don't understand. I've talked to some people, I don't need that. But they don't understand. We need you.
Sure.
we need your expertise.
Now, how long do the peer visits go on? Is this an ongoing thing with patients? How often do you see somebody?
There's one initial visit,
Mm-hmm.
and then we ask if they want to follow up, and we leave it to them.
Sure.
We give them our contact information. We give them all of that. In about a month, we usually try to do a follow-up visit. Not so much a visit as a phone call. Hey, how you doing?
Sure.
We also take with their permission, their contact information, and then we start sending them out information about our meetings, about our social events. Because we had, in July, we were at the Worcester Bravehearts.
Oh, fantastic.
There was about 30 of us.
Right.
Yeah, we had a barbecue there, and we watched the game and had a great time.
Nice. So that's part of your informational meetings program, and so you were saying that happens at Clinton Hospital. Anywhere else?
Oh, yes. We meet at Clinton Hospital the second Tuesday of every month at 6 o'clock. We meet, as a matter of fact, this coming Tuesday, we're having, this month in October, we're having a researcher come in.
Very good.
We meet at UMass Medical Campus right off of Plantation Street on the third Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock. And we've just opened, in the last couple of years, we're working on establishing a new group in Rhode Island. So when I say New England, I mean New England.
You really mean it. Now, how do people find out about this? If somebody wants information about the meetings and whatnot, how do they do that?
We have a website.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically New England Amputee Association.com. They can also call 978-365-2580. And if we're not there to answer, leave the message on the answer machine, and we always call back.
Rose, that sounds terrific. Thank you so much for being with me, for all of your effort, and for making this proclaimed Accessibility Awareness Month in Lancaster. Fantastic to have you here, and to be making people aware of what a lot of our community members are going through.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
The Friends of the Conant Public Library Arts and Crafts Show will be held on Saturday, November 18th from 9 to 3 p.m. at the First Church in Sterling. There will be a broad range of gifts such as photography, glass ornaments, knitted and crocheted items. For more information, email friendsofconant@gmail.com. The Sterling Recreation Department's fall and winter activities list is now out and registration has begun. To see the full list of activities offered, visit www.sterlingrec.com. The Lancaster Recreation Committee is looking for new members. For more information on how you can be a part of this group, contact Joe Kennedy at kennedy2004@comcast.net. I'm Rebecca Powers, and that's what's happening.